Hi everybody, Katrina here from Soul to Soul. I just thought I'd pop on today. I have been purposely staying out of the limelight and staying away from the media and staying away from Facebook and computers during this coronavirus that we're going through at the moment. And the reason being is that I felt I needed to ground myself. And I felt bombarded by all the stuff that was being thrown at me, all the information, all the frantic energy that was coming at me was just too much. So I purposely took myself away from that so that I could sit with myself. And I've been doing a lot of meditation and a lot of breathing, deep breathing, and writing down stuff as it came to me, to try and help me find that space within myself that I've come to have at the moment, which is acceptance. And let's be honest, we're all going through very trying times at the minute, and it's nearly like a grief we're going through. And there's 5 stages of grief, but the last one is acceptance. So if we can work towards that space of acceptance, it brings us into a sense of peace within us. Now, it's all very well for me to come on here and say, yeah, like, listen, you know, let's find this space. But how do you do that? I'll tell you how I've done it. What I've done is I take nice deep breaths, and I would do this morning and evening, but particularly important in the evening before we go to sleep, because we're all under so much stress at the moment. Whether you're working on the front lines and we're actually living with life and death situations, and being in a place that you have to make those decisions must be absolutely horrendous. To the rest of us that are not working the front line, that are sitting back, waiting in this space, being held in this space of not being able to do what we want to do when we want to do it. And it's so far removed from what the frontliners have to do. But in our space, I'm not on the front line. So in our space here, I've been listening to what people have been saying to me in the past week or so. And I'm starting to sense a feeling of frustration from people, that they are getting frustrated with the fact that they can't go where they want to go and do what they want to do. And exactly what's next? Like, what's next? How long is this going to last? So all I can say is explain to you what I do, and hopefully that might help some of you find that inner peace and space within the chaos that's going on outside. Because at the end of the day, we can't control anything. The only thing we can control is ourselves. We have no control on anything else. Parents, we have control on children, but other than that, we have no control on anyone else. So we have to work from our space, from our inner space outwards. And that's how we get a space of helping each other. But if we are grounded in ourselves and we are comfortable with where we're at, and we're going with the flow of what's happening, instead of resisting and stepping into the fear and stepping into the anxiety that is present in so many people today. We really need to be able to step out of that fear and anxiety, because by doing so, we're nurturing ourselves. And when we nurture ourselves, we are actually impacting on others. So it's very important, the more we ground ourselves, the more we look after me. And that's not in a selfish way, that's in a caring, nurturing way, that we listen to what's going on inside us, that we acknowledge those feelings that we have of frustration or anger and fear. And it's okay to have them. Everybody has them. In this day and age, absolutely everybody has this fear. We all have a fear of the unknown. We all have a fear of getting sick. All we can do, as I said, is look after what we do. So we can take care and do what we're told to do. And we can get out for our little walks if we're at that age that we're allowed to get out and walk, and if we are healthy enough to do that, and stay within the 2 kilometers. And that's taking care of our physical needs. But we also have to take care of our mental needs. And how do we do that? Well, for me, as I said, I do breath work and I do meditation. Now, many people have said to me, I don't know how to do meditation. And that's okay. It's an acquired skill. It's an easy one to learn. It's not hard. We all have over 80,000 thoughts a day in our head. And at the moment, most of them are, oh my God, what's going to happen next? So it's about sitting in a space and getting into that space where you can quieten those thoughts down for even 10 minutes a day will make a huge difference to how you're feeling when the panic and the overwhelmness sets in. So to do the breathing, what I do is I take a deep breath in through my nose for the count of 4. I hold the breath for the count of 7, and I push the air out for the count of 8, and I breathe into my tummy as I do this. So I'll just show you. So I take a breath in for 4, I hold for 7, and I let out for 8. If you do that 4 or 5 times, you'll actually feel your body relaxing. So if stress causes over 90% of illness in the body, and that's been proven, the more we practice and get into a habit of doing stuff that stop us from getting into that state of stress and anxiousness, the more we can bring ourselves back into balance. Another thing to do is, and I've said this already to some of my clients, would be to go out in the grass, stand on the grass. We're actually connecting to the electromagnetic field that's in the Mother Earth that we should be connected to all the time, but because we wear shoes, and shoes have, most of them have plastic materials on them, we're not connecting with Mother Earth anymore. So our magnetic field is not being connected to the earth. So if we even stand in the grass, if you haven't got a big area, stand out in the grass for 2 minutes, and your energy field will rebalance itself, and that in itself makes you feel better. The other thing is to maybe write down your feelings, to journal. And I know some of us have the time to do that now, and write a few notes every day. Just look back on your day and how you felt, and connect to your feelings, because until you name it, you can't work through it. So understand that your feelings are there just as a guide to let you know, I feel good, I feel bad, I'm upset, I'm angry, I'm scared, I'm lonely. And there's a lot of loneliness out there at the moment. There's a lot of fear, and it's okay to feel those feelings. It's okay to feel those feelings, but it's important not to sit in those feelings and let them take over. So how do we do that? As I said, we do the breathing, we can do the journaling, we can go out in nature and go for walks, but also stand in the grass and connect with nature for even 2 minutes. And we have to stop judging ourselves. We judge ourselves very harshly. I should be doing more, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. That's a judgment. If you're constantly judging yourself, you're not coming from a place of love. You're not coming from a space of acceptance. You're coming from a place where you're cross with yourself, you're giving out to yourself. So that's working against your energy field. So when we get very stressed, our energy field gets blocked first before it hits on our physical body. So it's very important to keep your mental health balanced. Eat right, exercise, sleep right. What I listen to as well sometimes at night time would be something called hemisync. And hemisync, if you're not used to meditating, I would suggest that you try this at night time. And you need earphones for these, for it to work properly. But we usually work from one side of the brain or the other. So we've our 60,000 thoughts a day racing around our head. And as I said, a lot of it is negative at the moment. So if you choose to go into YouTube and look up something called hemisync, so it's HEMISYNC, hemisync sleep, a load of audios will come up, and some of them are talking. So if you're not used to meditating, you can put the earphones in and listen as you're being brought through the meditation. Or there's different musics being played at different frequencies that affect different parts of the brain. So when you go to sleep at night, your last few minutes, your last thoughts that you have of the day will determine how you're going to feel tomorrow. Well, what you choose today is what's going to show up for you tomorrow. So the more you can stay present and stay focused and stay calm, the more that's going to impact on you. And then if it impacts on you, it's going to impact on all your family and everyone else that you're connecting with. And as I go for my walks every day, I've noticed you can feel the fear in people. You can see it in their energy, the way they walk. Yes, social distance. But a smile costs nothing, and it's infectious. And sometimes when you think about it, your smile might be the only contact that that person is receiving today from another human being. They may be walking out on their own, they may be isolated, living on their own, and your smile may lift them up. Something so simple. And it's not only lifting them up, it's lifting you up. So if you're in a bad place and you choose to stop, come out of your head for that moment and just smile, you're lifting your vibration. You're lifting the person that gets that smile. It's so, so important for us to support each other. And all these simple things are supporting each other on so many levels, on an energetic level that most of us are not aware of. We are all connected. We are all trying to do our best. Some of us are doing better than others. It comes in waves, as we all know. I might be feeling great. My friend might be feeling shite. It just depends. So it's all about supporting each other. It's all about knowing that nothing ever stays the same. Nothing ever lasts forever. And this will pass. So in the meantime, let's get focused on getting you into the right headspace. Let us reach out when we need to help or when we want help. It's not the time to say, I don't need help. And it's okay to ask for help. And it's okay to ring somebody up and say, I'm really struggling at the moment. I'm finding it very hard to cope. Can you give me 10 minutes of your time just to get me out of this headspace? And we all need that. And aren't we so lucky that we have technology at our hands to stay in touch with our families and friends at this time? Because I remember, and when I was walking yesterday, it came to me, all those families that when the famine was here in Ireland, and all those people that had to send their families away, and they had no way of contacting their families like we do on a daily basis. They would have had a letter, if they were lucky, that may have got here after, if they've gone to America, or Australia 6-8 weeks later, 10 weeks later, they might never have heard from their family again. So there are things to focus on and be grateful for within this horrible space that we're in at the moment. Please, please, please do not feel isolated. Please, please, please smile at somebody as you're going down the street. And also, have respect for those who are actually putting themselves on the line for you and me. They are keeping us safe, and while we're sitting in our little cocoon, they are making terrible, heart-wrenching decisions to save lives. And we're distanced from that. So we all need to acknowledge everything we've been told in relation to staying safe. Please don't get frustrated. Yes, it's Easter weekend. Yes, we all want to go out and have a nice time, and that's what we normally do. But for the sake of all those people who are risking their lives for us, let's honour them and let's respect everybody, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. If we're learning nothing else from all of this, I believe we're learning that people are important, that things do not matter, that nature has a wonderful way of bringing us peace, that small things matter. So don't hold on to anger. Don't hold on to bitterness and hate. Pick up the phone. Send the text message. Tell people you care. Reach out. Nurture yourself. And by doing so, you are nurturing everyone else. Let's make this a wonderful Easter. Let's support and help each other. We are all in this together. None of us are not affected. We are all affected on some level. We are all struggling at times. Let us join together. Let us raise the vibration. Let's stay connected. Let's send out loads of love. Let's lose the fear. Or feel the fear and do it anyway. Thank you so much for coming in and joining with this. I actually was meditating the last 3 days, and I was getting this message of, go live at 5. And I really did try to ignore it, but I'm afraid it got the better of me this morning, so that's why I'm on here. And hopefully I will check in with people again. Please feel free to leave comments in the end, and if there's anything you'd like me to talk about, or if you need someone to listen, please reach out. I'm only here at the end of a PM message or the phone. At Soul to Soul, we're all here to support each other. Thank you for listening, and catch you again soon. Take care, God bless, and stay safe.